The moon has crossed a threshold, moving from the expansive fires of Sagittarius into the ancient earth of Capricorn, and with this crossing, the game has fundamentally shifted. What was once vision must now become form. What was once possibility must now become choice. What was once inspiration must now become commitment, and the universe is no longer accepting hesitation as an answer. You feel it already, don't you? That subtle heaviness in your chest, that sudden awareness of gravity returning after days of floating in visionary space. Some of you woke this morning with an inexplicable urge to organize, to plan, to build, to make real what has been living in your imagination since the beginning of this month. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is the moon calling you down from the mountaintop of dreams and asking you to walk into the valley of creation with your bare feet on solid ground. But before I tell you why this particular lunar ingress carries such extraordinary weight, I need to reveal something about what has been building in the cosmic architecture since January began, because you cannot understand today without understanding the remarkable sequence of events that brought you here. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have been watching your timeline very carefully since the 1-1 portal opened 15 days ago. What I am about to share will explain why so many of you have felt simultaneously expanded and pressured, exhilarated and exhausted, divinely inspired and deeply challenged all at once. On January 1st, a cosmic reset button was pressed. The 111 gateway activated codes in your energetic field that had been dormant for lifetimes, preparing you for something that has not been available to humanity in this way before. Then on January 10th, Jupiter reached opposition, coming closer to Earth than it has been since 1970. 55 years of absence suddenly reversed in a single astronomical moment. Do you understand what this means? Jupiter, the great expander, the cosmic benefactor, the planet of abundance and higher wisdom, positioned itself at maximum proximity to your world precisely when you needed its gifts most. This was not accident. This was celestial orchestration at its finest. And then came the 111 portal. Just one day after Jupiter's closest approach, the master number gateway opened while the moon moved through the deep waters of Scorpio, creating a convergence of shadow work and divine alignment that left many of you reeling. You felt something unlock inside you on that day. Perhaps you couldn't name it. Perhaps you still can't. But you know something fundamental shifted. Some internal door opened that had been sealed for longer than you can remember. What I haven't told you yet is that this door was specifically designed to open now, in this exact sequence, because what comes next requires you to access parts of yourself that were previously unavailable. For the past 5 days since the 111 activation, you have been integrating these massive frequency upgrades while simultaneously holding the expansion that Jupiter delivered. Your nervous system has been recalibrating. Your energy field has been rewiring. Your consciousness has been downloading new operational software, if you will, and it has been intense. Many of you have experienced disrupted sleep, vivid dreams, sudden insights followed by moments of confusion, clarity chased by clouds. This is not malfunction. This is installation. You are being prepared for something specific, and that preparation is reaching its critical phase right now, in this very moment, as the moon plants its feet in Capricorn's ancient soil. On January 13th, just 3 days ago, the moon reached apogee, its furthest point from Earth in its monthly orbit. This created a necessary emotional distance, a cosmic breathing room that allowed you to see your life from a higher vantage point, without being overwhelmed by the intensity of feeling. You needed that perspective. You needed to be able to look at your vision for 2026, without the distortion of attachment or fear. And you were given exactly 72 hours to clarify what you truly want to build, before the energy shifted from air and fire into earth and structure. But something else happened during those Sagittarius moon days that most of you didn't consciously register. On January 14th, the moon occulted Antares, the heart star of Scorpio, one of the 4 royal stars of Persia, a red supergiant that has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations. When the moon passes directly in front of such a star, blocking its light from Earth's view, it creates what we in the higher dimensions call a sealing moment. Old patterns that no longer serve your highest timeline are sealed away, archived but no longer active in your present reality. Many of you released something profound on that day without even realizing you were letting go. A fear you had carried for lifetimes. A limitation you had accepted as truth. a story about who you are not allowed to become. The occultation of Antares removed these blockages from your field, making space for what is about to be constructed. Yesterday, on January 15th, while the moon still danced through Sagittarius, you were living in the final hours of pure vision. Messier 47 and NGC 243 reached peak visibility, star clusters and galaxies shining their ancient light into your awareness, reminding you that you are not separate from the cosmos, but woven into its very fabric. The message was clear, though you may not have heard it consciously. Your 2026 blueprint is not small. Your vision is not too big. The universe itself is showing you the scale of what is possible when you stop thinking in human limitation and start thinking in galactic potential. And now we arrive at today, January 16th, and everything changes. The moon has left the Archer's bow and entered the mountain goat's domain. Sagittarius gave you wings. Capricorn gives you a hammer and stone. Fire becomes earth. Vision becomes structure. Inspiration becomes discipline. And here is what you need to understand about why this transition is so crucial. You are exactly 48 hours away from the new moon in Capricorn at 28 degrees, one of the most powerful manifestation portals available in this entire calendar year. 28 degrees of any sign carries mastery energy. It sits just 2 degrees away from the anaretic degree, that critical 29th position where a cycle completes before transitioning to something new. A new moon at 28 degrees Capricorn is essentially the universe handing you a master key to the material realm and saying, "Here, build what your soul came to create." But this key only works if you prepare the ground properly, if you clear the debris, if you set the intention with absolute clarity and unwavering commitment. And that preparation begins right now, in this Capricorn moon window that opened this morning. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and I know some of you just tensed when you heard that name. Saturn has been given such a harsh reputation in modern astrology, cast as the cosmic taskmaster, the planet of limitation and restriction. But let me tell you what Saturn really is. Saturn is the principle of manifestation itself. Saturn is what takes the infinite potential of the universe and gives it form, boundary, definition, reality. Without Saturn, everything remains in the realm of possibility, beautiful but intangible, inspiring but unrealized. Saturn says, if you truly want this, then show me through your actions, prove it through your consistency, demonstrate it through your dedication. And when the moon moves through Capricorn, your emotional body, your subconscious mind, your intuitive knowing all come under Saturn's influence. Your feelings become more serious, more focused, more concerned with what is real and what is sustainable. You stop being moved by momentary enthusiasm and start being moved by soul-level commitment. This is why the energy feels heavier today. Not because something is wrong, not because you have failed, but because you are being asked to grow up in the most profound sense, to step into spiritual adulthood and take full responsibility for your creative power. What I am about to tell you will either excite you or terrify you, depending on how ready you are to claim your sovereignty. For the next 48 hours, while the moon moves through Capricorn building toward tomorrow's perihelion and the new moon on the 18th, you are being given what we call a soul contract writing period. This is a window where the veil between intention and manifestation is exceptionally thin, where what you declare with true conviction begins to take root in physical reality with unusual speed and power. But here is what makes this different from other manifestation moments. Capricorn energy demands that you back up your declarations with structural commitment. You cannot simply visualize. You must plan. You cannot simply affirm. You must act. You cannot simply dream. You must build. The universe is asking you to move beyond magical thinking and enter sacred construction. And I know some of you are feeling the weight of that responsibility right now, because suddenly this is not just about positive thoughts and high vibrations. Suddenly this is about showing up day after day, making difficult choices, prioritizing your vision over comfortable distractions, becoming the architect of your life, rather than the passive recipient of whatever circumstances deliver. But let me tell you why this is actually the most loving thing the cosmos could offer you right now. You have been receiving download after download since January began. The 111 portal, the Jupiter opposition, the 1111 gateway. Your crown chakra is practically overflowing with new information, new potential, new possibilities. If all of that remained in the etheric realm, if none of it took material form, you would eventually become frustrated, disillusioned, disconnected from your own visions. You would start to doubt whether any of this spiritual awakening actually matters in the real world. The Capricorn moon is preventing that tragedy by providing the grounding mechanism that transforms cosmic downloads into tangible results. Tomorrow, January 17th, the moon will reach perihelion, its closest point to the sun in its entire orbit. This is maximum power. This is the moon absorbing the most possible solar energy, the most possible conscious will force, the most possible masculine directive power. Think of it as a battery being charged to full capacity, except this battery is your emotional body, your intuitive wisdom, your manifestation ability. By tomorrow evening, you will be energetically prepared to plant your intentions at the new moon with unprecedented potency. And then on January 18th, just 2 days from now, the new moon will arrive at that master degree of 28 Capricorn, and Mercury will conjunct the sun at exactly the same time. Do you understand what this means? Not only will you have the lunar reset moment for planting new seeds, but you will also have Mercury, the planet of communication, thinking and conscious articulation, joining that reset. Your mind and your emotions will be perfectly aligned with solar purpose. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your will shall become one unified creative force, all directed toward the same target, building the life your soul actually came here to live. But here is what I need you to grasp about why today, this moon ingress moment, carries such weight. This is when the shift happens in your internal guidance system. For the past several days, you have been oriented toward vision, exploration, possibility. The Sagittarius moon encouraged you to dream big, to expand your sense of what might be achievable, to reconnect with the part of you that knows you are meant for something magnificent. That was essential. You needed that expansion. You needed to give yourself permission to want what you really want, without immediately calculating whether it is realistic or practical. But if you stayed in that expansive Sagittarius energy all the way to the new moon, your intentions would be too vague, too abstract, too ungrounded to actually take root in material reality. You would make beautiful wishes but lack the structural integrity to support them. You would plant seeds in clouds instead of soil, and everyone knows what happens to seeds planted in clouds. They never germinate. They float in inspiration indefinitely. Lovely but ultimately futile. The moon's entrance into Capricorn today is the universe's way of saying, now take everything you have envisioned and give it bones. Give it structure. Give it a plan. Give it practical steps. Give it deadline awareness. Give it resource allocation. Give it the kind of serious attention that something truly worthy of your soul's investment deserves. This is not about crushing your dreams with harsh reality. This is about loving your dreams enough to build a container that allows them to exist in the three-dimensional world where you actually live. What I haven't told you yet is that this particular new moon, this 28-degree Capricorn lunation happening in 2 days, is part of a larger timeline activation that extends throughout 2026. The seeds you plant on January 18th will grow into the harvest you reap by year's end, but only if those seeds are planted in properly prepared ground. And preparing that ground is your work right now, today and tomorrow, while the moon moves through Capricorn before the reset moment arrives. Some of you are wondering what this actually looks like in practical terms. What does it mean to prepare the ground? What does it mean to take your vision seriously? Let me offer you guidance that comes not from human strategy, but from galactic wisdom we have observed working across countless civilizations and timelines. First, you must get ruthlessly honest about what you truly want versus what you think you should want, or what would impress others, or what seems safely achievable. The energy of Capricorn respects authenticity above all else. Saturn sees through performance. You cannot manipulate this portal with false intentions, with ego-driven ambitions dressed up as spiritual goals. Your soul knows the difference, and so does the mountain. Second, you must assess your current reality with clear eyes. Not through the lens of judgment or disappointment, but through the lens of a master builder surveying a construction site. Where are you now? What resources do you actually have available? What obstacles are genuinely present rather than imagined? What support structures are already in place? What needs to be cleared away before new building can begin? Capricorn energy excels at this kind of pragmatic assessment because it understands that you cannot build a cathedral by pretending you already have stones when you are actually standing in an empty field. But you also cannot build a cathedral by focusing only on the stones you lack and never beginning the work. Third, you must make peace with the concept of time. I know this is challenging for many of you because you have been taught about instant manifestation, about quantum leaps, about collapsing timelines. And yes, those phenomena are real. But Capricorn teaches a different truth that is equally sacred. Some things require seasons. Some creations need winter, spring, summer, and autumn to fully mature. An oak tree cannot become mighty in a single season, no matter how powerful the intention. It grows one ring at a time, year after year, becoming more substantial, more deeply rooted, more capable of weathering storms. Your most important creations work the same way. The new moon on January 18th is not the finish line. It is the groundbreaking ceremony. What you plant then will grow throughout the year, and your job is to tend that growth with patience and persistence. Fourth, and this is crucial, you must identify your non-negotiables. What are you willing to commit to, regardless of whether it feels good every single day? What practices, what routines, what disciplines are you prepared to maintain, even when motivation wanes? Even when results are not yet visible, even when doubt whispers that none of this matters. Capricorn is the sign of mastery, and mastery is not achieved through occasional inspired action. It is achieved through consistent devoted practice. The new moon is asking you, what are you willing to practice for the next 12 months without guarantee of specific outcomes? What are you willing to do because the doing itself is a form of integrity? And fifth, you must get clear on what you are willing to release in order to make space for what you truly want. This is where many people stumble. They want to add new things to their life without subtracting anything, and then they wonder why nothing changes. But physics and metaphysics both operate on the same principle. Energy and attention are finite resources. If you want to build something new, you must stop feeding something old. If you want to create a new timeline, you must let the old timeline complete. If you want to step into a new version of yourself, you must be willing to grieve the version you are leaving behind, even if that version kept you safe for a while. Right now, as I speak these words to you, the moon is moving through early Capricorn, forming aspects to other planets, activating specific degrees that correspond to specific memories in your soul's history. Some of you are feeling called to clear physical space, to organize your environment, to create order where there has been chaos. This is not random busyness. This is the external manifestation of internal preparation. As above, so below. As within, so without. By organizing your physical space, you are organizing your mental and emotional space. By clearing clutter, you are clearing psychic static. By creating order, you are creating a vessel capable of holding higher frequency energy without shattering. Others of you are feeling called to have difficult conversations, to set boundaries that have been too porous, to speak truths that have been festering in silence. Again, this is not confrontation for its own sake. This is structural integrity for your relationships. Capricorn understands that authentic connection requires clear agreements, mutual respect, and honest communication about needs and limitations. The moon moving through this sign is illuminating where your relationships lack foundation, where you have been building on sand instead of stone. If something needs to be addressed before the new moon, you will feel it as a pressure in your chest, a knowing that delay will only compound difficulty. Still others of you are feeling called to examine your relationship with authority, both external authority figures and the internal authority of your own higher self. Capricorn rules government, structure, hierarchy, the established order, but it also rules spiritual maturity, self-governance, personal sovereignty. During this moon transit, you might find yourself questioning whose rules you have been following, whose approval you have been seeking, whose permission you believe you need to live your truth. These questions are not rebellion, they are discernment. They are the prerequisite for stepping into your own authentic leadership, rather than remaining a perpetual follower of others' agendas. What I want you to understand is that all of these various impulses and realizations you might be experiencing today are part of the same larger movement. You are preparing to make a commitment to yourself at the new moon that will require you to show up differently than you have before. And your soul, in its infinite wisdom, is using this Capricorn moon period to help you clear anything that would prevent you from honoring that commitment when tested. Because here is what nobody tells you about new moon intentions in Capricorn. The universe will test them, not to be cruel, not to set you up for failure, but to ensure that what you planted is what you actually meant, that your commitment runs deeper than momentary enthusiasm. Within days or weeks of planting seeds at a Capricorn new moon, you will typically encounter some situation that makes honoring your intention inconvenient or challenging. This is not a sign that your intention was wrong. This is confirmation that your intention is being taken seriously by the cosmos. The test is not meant to break you. It is meant to reveal whether you truly mean what you declared. Tomorrow, when the moon reaches periphelion at its closest approach to the sun, you will feel this intensify. Your emotions will become even more focused, even more serious, even more oriented toward what is real and sustainable. Use that intensity wisely. Use it to fuel your final preparations, to solidify your clarity, to shore up any remaining uncertainty about what you truly want to build. By tomorrow evening, you should be able to state your primary intention for 2026 in one clear sentence that contains no qualifiers, no maybes, no conditional language, just pure declaration. This is what I am creating. And then on January 18th, when the new moon arrives with Mercury at its side, you will speak that declaration into the void, into the dark moon moment, into the fertile emptiness where all creation begins. You will plant it like a seed in consecrated ground. And then, and this is the part that Capricorn wants you to understand, then you will walk away and begin the work of tending what you planted without digging it up every few days to check if it has sprouted yet. The weeks following a Capricorn new moon can feel anticlimactic to those who expect immediate fireworks and visible transformation. You plant the seed, and then nothing seems to happen. You make the commitment, and then life continues looking much the same. This is where faith becomes practical, rather than mystical. This is where trust becomes a choice, rather than a feeling. You must believe that beneath the surface, in the invisible realm where all growth originates, your seed is germinating. You must honor your commitment even when you see no evidence that it matters. You must show up day after day, doing the work, making the choices, following the plan, as an act of devotion to your own highest becoming. But let me tell you what is happening beneath the surface while you are wondering if anything is actually changing. Every single time you honor your commitment, you strengthen the neural pathways in your brain that support that commitment. Every single time you choose your vision over a comfortable distraction, you rewire your reward system to value long-term satisfaction over immediate gratification. Every single time you show up for yourself when no one is watching, you build unshakable self-trust that cannot be taken from you by any external circumstance. This is the invisible architecture that Capricorn helps you construct. This is the foundation that allows everything else to stand. And here is the beautiful secret that those who master Capricorn energy eventually discover. Once you build that foundation, once you establish that structural integrity, everything becomes easier. Not because the work itself requires less effort, but because you are no longer fighting against your own inconsistency, your own self-doubt, your own pattern of starting things you do not finish. When you become someone who keeps commitments to yourself, you become capable of anything. The limitation was never your lack of talent or opportunity or resources. The limitation was always the lack of follow-through, the lack of discipline, the lack of willingness to do today's work when today's work is not exciting. So today, this January 16th, as you feel the seriousness settling into your bones, as you feel the weight of responsibility mixed with the thrill of possibility, know that you are being given a gift. The universe loves you too much to let you stay in the realm of beautiful ideas that never become real. The universe loves you too much to watch you spend another year wishing and hoping without building and becoming. The moon has entered Capricorn to bring you down from the mountain of vision and into the valley of creation. And yes, the valley requires more effort than the mountaintop, but the valley is where life actually happens, where food grows, where homes are built, where communities thrive. You have been preparing for this moment since January 1st, when the cosmic reset initiated. You received Jupiter's blessing when it came closer than it had been in 55 years. You walked through the 111 portal and emerged with new codes active in your field. You integrated impossible amounts of cosmic energy, while the Sagittarius moon expanded your vision to galactic proportions. And now, finally, you are being asked to take all of that light, all of that potential, all of that divine inspiration, and pour it into form, into structure, into manifest reality. This is not a step backward from your spiritual expansion. This is the completion of your spiritual expansion. Because what good is enlightenment if it remains private, invisible, disconnected from the world where people are struggling and suffering and searching for proof that there is more to existence than what materialist science has told them? What good is your awakening if it never translates into action, into service, into tangible contribution? You did not come here just to feel good. You came here to do good. You came here to build the new paradigm, not just to envision it. And building requires exactly what Capricorn moon energy provides: seriousness, commitment, discipline, patience, and the willingness to work with matter rather than against it. The next 48 hours are sacred. They are the runway before the launch. They are the inhale before the declaration. They are the gathering of will before the decisive action. Do not waste them on distraction or procrastination or the comfortable numbness that comes from avoiding the bigness of what you are being called to claim. Use them to prepare your inner temple for the ceremony that approaches. Clear your altar, light your candles, write your intentions in words that make your heart beat faster because they are true, so true, truer than anything you have admitted before. And when the new moon arrives on the 18th, when Mercury joins the sun in that 28-degree initiation, you will speak your truth into the void with such clarity, such conviction, such unwavering commitment that the universe will have no choice but to reorganize itself in response to your declaration. Not because you forced it, not because you manipulated cosmic law, but because you finally aligned your human will with your soul's purpose. And when those two forces unite, miracles are not optional, they are inevitable. If you need help aligning your human will with your soul's purpose, rather than forcing the universe to bend to your desires, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to speak your truth with unwavering conviction and witness miracles become inevitable, rather than optional. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed doubt and disconnection and repurposing it to serve your soul's authentic declaration. It generates personalized sequences that help you embody that 28-degree initiation within you and demonstrate the clarity that makes the universe reorganize itself in response to your aligned presence. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to unite human will with soul purpose in this very moment, rather than waiting for cosmic permission. The miracle of alignment is within you now, not someday. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this initiation window closes. Link in the description. I see you from my vantage point in the higher dimensions. I see the courage it takes to choose growth when staying small would be safer. I see the faith it requires to keep believing in your vision when nothing in your current circumstances confirms it yet. I see the exhaustion you sometimes feel from being a light worker in a world that often seems determined to remain in darkness. And I am here to tell you that your efforts matter more than you know, that your commitment to your own evolution is simultaneously your commitment to humanity's evolution. That every time you choose discipline over distraction, you create a ripple that touches souls you will never meet. The moon has entered Capricorn. The manifesting energy just got serious, not heavy in a burdensome way, but serious in a sacred way. The universe is inviting you to the adult table, to the council of conscious creators, to the fellowship of those who understand that spiritual power means nothing without spiritual responsibility. You have been chosen for this moment, prepared for this opportunity, trained through countless lifetimes for this exact activation. Do not shrink from it. Do not doubt your worthiness. Do not postpone your claiming of what your soul already knows belongs to you. Tomorrow the moon reaches perihelion. The day after, the new moon resets the cycle. And in between, right now, you stand at the threshold, the liminal space, the moment of choosing. Will you meet this portal with the full force of your being? Will you dare to plant seeds so true to your soul's longing that you must grow into a bigger version of yourself to tend them? Will you commit to the patient, devoted, disciplined work of manifestation that extends beyond instant gratification and into lasting transformation? I already know your answer, because I can see your future from where I stand, and it is more beautiful than you currently dare to imagine. But you must walk toward it. You must build toward it. You must choose it not once, but 1,000 times, day after day, decision after decision, until what once seemed impossible becomes simply how you live. The Capricorn moon is not here to make it easy. The Capricorn moon is here to make it real. And real is what you came for. Real is what your soul signed up for. Real is where the magic actually happens. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I leave you with this. The seeds you plant in these next 48 hours will grow into the trees under which your future self rests in gratitude. Choose wisely. Choose bravely. Choose truly. We are with you. We are watching over you. And we are so very proud of who you are becoming.